We are now on page 370, defining application color settings. You should now have a better idea how with the different colors that we use for web design and print, how those colors are actually set up. So anyway, hopefully you took time to read what I told you to read. It's important that you understand how the different colors works depending on whether they're print or whether they're um, on the web, and how they are so very, very different in their makeup. So anyhow, let's move on to defining application color settings on page 370 now. There are two primary purposes for managing color in InDesign: previewing colors based on the intended output device and converting colors to appropriate space when a file is output, whether it's to a PDF or output to commercial printing. The process begins with defining the color settings in your current workflow. Now, it's really important to do this. If you don't define your colors and have them set up appropriately, whether it be for print or whatever, you're going to find that what you are actually seeing as InDesign could be way different than what is actually being published or printed. So it's really important to try to set everything up to match. That way you're going to find you will have a lot less errors in your design projects. Okay, with no file open in InDesign, what we're going to do is we're going to go up to Edit, and we are going to go down to Color Settings, which is almost all the way down to the bottom, and click on it, which is going to open up a dialog box which probably is not showing in your window. Anyway, in the very top settings where it says custom, or mine says custom, what you want to do in that settings box, the very top one, is you want to change that to North American Prepress 2. So go down the list and choose North American Prepress 2. Then you're going to scoot down into CMYK menu, choosing US Sheffield coded 2. So in working spaces, let's hit the drop down box, and we're going to use US Sheffield coded 2 to select. That's under working spaces. And then in color management policies, make sure preserved embedded profiles is selected under RBG, and that preserve numbers, ignore link files, is under the CMYK. Check all three options under color management. Okay, there's three check boxes: ask when opening, ask when pasting, and ask when opening. Make sure all three of those are checked. Also, if not already checked, activate the advanced mode checkbox below the settings menu, which is the one clear at the top where it says settings, and right beneath it, it says advanced mode. I want you to make sure that that is checked. So once you have done all of that, go ahead and click OK. And what you just did is you set up everything for what we are going to be doing today. Now the next step is assign color settings to an existing file. In this project, and this is on page 372, and this project requires working on a file that has already been started. Some of the work has already been completed before the file was handed to you. To manage the process throughout the rest of the project, you need to make the existing file has the same color settings that you just defined. Now the file folder that you need to drag out to the desktop is your CA Council folder. So at this point in time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open and go to my desktop and open CA Council and open the CA Council brochure.indd. So I would like you to go ahead and do that now. Now it says if you get a warning about update the links once the file's open, since all the images are required, let's go ahead and click update links. And if you get the profile or policy dialog box, select the second option, which is adjust the document to match the current color settings, and leave the remaining options at their default settings, and click OK. And then you'll see another one that says adjust the document to match the current color settings, which is what you want to select in that. In the profile or policy mismatch, make sure you select adjust the document to match the current color settings, and you'll see the US Sheffield coded 2, and click OK. And then that brings up this, and let's do a Control S to save our work. Now there's a whole section on the page 373 at the bottom, which talks about signing and converting color profiles. So I would highly recommend taking time to read that, because once again it talks about the difference between working with items that are going to be on a web page versus items that are going to be in print. Okay, now next we are going to be previewing separations on page 374. To be confident in color output, you should check the separations that will be created when your file is output for commercial printing. InDesign Separations Preview panel makes it easy to accomplish from directly within the application workspace. Now, what's so cool about this is it will actually show you what the different colors do. So let's go up to Windows and down to Output, and in Output we are going to choose Separation Preview and open up the Separations Preview dialog box. Now currently it shows off, and what we're going to do is we're going to, at the top in the View menu, and in the View menu of that dialog box we're going to click on Separations. And what I want you to do while you're in separation is to see what of the spot colors are being used where. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the 8863 color. And if you take a note on this page, you will see that there are sections that are now showing in black. Okay, that is the color that is going to be using the Pantone 8863. Now, there are 4 pages to this, so go down to the bottom of the document window and change to page 2, and you can see that the titles are done in that color. And then let's go to page 3, and you can see that those titles are done in it. And let's go to page 4, and you can see that it's title and also logo and some coloring there that's all done in it. So let's now click on the Pantone 8001C and go back through it. Currently on page 4 we can see Community Arts Council is part of it. Nothing on page 3, nothing on page 2. And Community Arts Council and the original text right down here at the bottom are all that color. Okay, now that we know where the colors are used in the layout, let's click the empty space to the left of the CMYK in the separations preview to view the CMYK separations in the Pantone 8001C corporate area. Hang on. What we are going to do is we are going to turn all of these on so you can see how it all breaks out. Isn't that interesting? How you can just turn them off and on. There's the yellow that will be printed. There's the magenta that will be printed. Okay, it's really, really cool when you can break this the separations out like that. Okay, let's go up to the top in the drop down box and turn off back on, and we will continue with the next exercise.